You are you. And when people see that same person, no matter what's happening, then they start to trust you. And if they trust you, then they'll be more open and they'll feel like they belong, and they'll have the opportunity to bring their gifts to the planet, to the organization.
Hey everyone, it's Tamara Thompson with Broadcast Your Authority, and I'm super excited for our next guest. I'm here with an incredible panel today. Thank you guys for joining me. Yay!
Yay!
Our next guest coming up is Cynthia James. She is a beautiful soul. She is an advanced awareness leadership coach, and from the moment I met her in person, she just shined in the room. And I just wanted to say I'm just super grateful to have you here today on the show. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, Tamara, I'm so happy to be with you. Thank you.
And thank you for taking the trip over from Colorado over here to Vegas. So we appreciate that. And your birthday's tomorrow. Happy birthday. So I know you help people through various things, from helping them move past their pains and fears into their purpose. Can you tell us how and why, a little bit more about your backstory of why you do this as an experience with your clients?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about that. So I grew up in a pretty challenging childhood. My biological father was an alcoholic. My stepfather was a pedophile and a wife beater. And so pain was the norm in my house. It took me a while to understand that purpose is encoded within you. You come with it when you come on the planet. So the thing is, how do you move from unresolved wounds and fears and doubts and pain to let that purpose move into its form so that you can be creative and you can be powerful and you can stand in your destiny, what you've come here to do?
Can you share, is there any deep stories that really you're that's it, I've had it, this really drew me into this push past that piece of it?
Yeah, when you grow up in a family where the expectancy is pain, you hide your light, you pull your energy back. You don't allow people to really see you because you don't know the consequences. So for me, it was like at home, there was this quiet introvert. And then at school, it was like, oh, I'm going to create another persona. I'm going to be open. I'm going to be available. I'm going to be funny. I'm going to be in all these clubs. I'm going to be a model, so people don't get what's really happening inside of me. So when I work with people, it's like, how do you stand in the awareness that what you've been through does not define you?
And you primarily work with business leaders at this point through that? Business
leaders, teams, and some government agencies.
I was just going to jump in. So I got to see your TED Talk, which was fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
So just in terms of working with people who are dealing with pain, and obviously I think everyone's probably got their own trauma story at some level. How do you manage yourself? Because being able to manage their world and work with them, I just can imagine it would probably be heavy just dealing with people's trauma on the regular.
That's an incredible question. It took a lot of work. I do a lot of prep before every session, where sometimes it's meditation, sometimes it's putting on music, sometimes it's looking at, I have a whole wall of vision boards that I've created over the last few years. I look at that and I bring in my own energy and my own calm, because if I'm not bringing that to the interview, then people or the work with the client, then the people don't feel safe. And so safety is one of my highest values. So how do I create safety? And that becomes my mantra. I am a safe space for the client.
I love that.
What's the first step that you help them walk through when working with you through this part? Basically transforming that energy.
Well, that's great. So I went through a master's degree program in spiritual psychology, and we had to create our own counseling strategy. And so I created what is now called emotional integration. And the first step is inquiry. So this is the first thing that I do with the clients. It's like, what is going on in your life? Let's get real. Let's open up Pandora's box and let it emerge so that we can then say, all right, this is what we want to work on. This is what we want to transform. This is what we want to heal. So inquiry is the first step, becoming aware.
Do you find that when you're going through this process with people that you start to peel back layers and layers and layers of trauma or different experiences that they've gone through that maybe, because you have to create that safe space, like you said. So like for the ones that are more resistant to opening up to you, how do you get them to open up more?
Well, active listening is the most important thing. That I can be with them and I can hear them. People want to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
People want to be seen. And so my job is to not advise or guide them down some path that I think could be right for them. It's to listen because they are really telling you what they need when they're sharing. And the more that you can listen, the safer they feel to be vulnerable.
Absolutely. Yeah. Active listening is incredible. So
I try to do it all the time. It's very important.
I would be in experiences where I have people come to me that are complete strangers that completely open up to me and tell me like the biggest traumas that have happened in their life. And I'm like, why are they telling me this?
This is literally like in like the grocery store line
all the time. It's interesting, and I could feel that energy from you too. That just like even listening to you speak and the song Chosen. Oh my gosh, she wrote a song. She has a song called Chosen. Her singing is absolutely incredible, and I listen to that on repeat. It's such a beautiful song. We're gonna drop that in the show notes, by the way. It's so good.
Yeah. No, your music is beautiful as well. And I'm sure based on experiences and what, like, you're just an incredible person at what you do working with people, but your music is beautiful too.
Well, I'm so glad you brought that up because this is what I want to say. We're all creative and we all have a vast, I'm going to say container within us that isn't limited to one thing. And that's what I tell leaders. It's like, yes, you can be the CEO, you can be the head of this team, the manager, but you are something else too. And so, yes, I am a coach, but, music has always inspired my soul. And so, so this is a secret. So I've composed over 50 songs and recorded over 30, and I don't read music.
Whoa.
And that's because I open to what wants to come through me. And then I connect with expert musicians to make it real.
Well, you've done a beautiful job at it too. I know we're like downloading all the albums for like, yes, please. It's beautiful.
So she's going to sing right now. No, just kidding.
I know. Bust out in song. So yeah, no, in a private conversation, I had asked her, I was like, I wonder what it would be like for her to create a song for our other show, Women Unlocking Wealth. I think it could be a great partnership of something we could do in the future.
I would love that.
I'd love that. We'll talk behind scenes.
So I am very impressed with your presence and how you help your clients go through transformation and step into their leadership. And hearing that you had the past that you did, I'm really curious, when did you realize that you could allow your light to shine big and you could help others?
Yeah, well, relationship has been a path of discovery for me. And so if you keep kissing a frog and thinking it's going to be a prince, perhaps one day you go, I'm the common denominator.
Right.
And so what I discovered was it's like all these challenges. I love when we were talking about manifestation and co-creation, because what happens is you create your reality. And so I started going, okay, if I don't want to continue down this path, then I've got to look at me. I've got to look at what in me continues to call this in, because I think it's calling me in for my own healing.
So obviously very creative woman. So didn't even know anything about the music piece. That was very cool.
I just throw that in there.
I know. I saw your book as well. So there's this super creative piece within the book, and a coloring book, and the different pieces that are there. Can you tell us a little bit about the castles and what that signifies?
Thank you. I'm glad you asked that.
I did a little research.
I can see that. This is great. So the name of the book is The Kingdom of Magic and Mystery, and there are 7 castles. And all the castles are, from my perspective, encoded within us. And what they are is they represent aspects of ourself that we want to open and we want to express. So there's magic, and there's art, there's relationships, there's dance, there's design, there's water, and then there's there's the animal world. So it's like, it connects us to all aspects of our life on this planet, especially as a leader, because then the more connected we are, then the more space we create for the people that we serve and the parts of our team.
And I know you focus more on like the sense of like believing in purpose rather than just the success and metrics for your clients. Is there a certain reason that like you like chose that way, like to think more than just success and metrics?
Yeah. So I mentioned the 3 steps, the pillars in emotional integration. So inquiry was the first one.
Yeah.
The second one is like introspection. It's like, once all this stuff comes up, you need to start looking at your patterns, the way, the choices that you make, how it's not serving you. And then you start pulling in the tools that can give you support to allow yourself to open, because integration is the last step. And it's like, I'm going to take these tools and I'm going to really amplify my strengths, and I'm going to very gently disconnect those weaknesses that don't serve me in the world.
Are these steps considered under what you call the authentic leadership piece?
Yes. The advanced awareness was brought because what people would come to me to do work, and they would want to do like a few sessions, and then they'd feel better, and then they'd go off, and then they'd be back 6 months later going, I think I need a little help here. So I created the 6-month program so that I could walk them through step by step and be with them as they're practicing with their teams and in their relationships and in their communication.
How do you think leaders can maintain alignment with their authenticity while still driving their growth and influence online?
Yeah, well, I think the myth that you're one person at work and another person outside of work is like, it's like collapse it. Because you be the same person. Now,
it's like Instagram. It's like Instagram.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like whoever you are is who you are. And yes, you will have moments where you have to stand up, where you have to do things that are uncomfortable, like fire people. There will be different things but you are you. And when people see that same person, no matter what's happening, then they start to trust you. And if they trust you, then they'll be more open, and they'll feel like they belong, and they'll have the opportunity to bring their gifts to the planet, to the organization.
Do you have any stories that you're open to sharing about how you've helped serve someone where they just had like that aha moment?
Yeah. So there's a woman that came to me. She runs a government agency, and she's beautiful and she's poised. But when we start working together, she tells me that when she was young, she did almost the exact same thing I did. She had a different personality. She would be one thing with her mother, then she'd go to her girlfriend's house and she'd change clothes and go and be this other person in school. And so she has all of these degrees, but that little insecure person that grew up in that challenging family, we had to allow her to get acquainted with that younger part, honor it, and invite that person to be present fully and become the parent that she never had.
I'm really curious, like, how would you what is like the stages that you go through with somebody for them to like get acquainted with that person inside of them, that younger person, and their more authentic self? What kind of a process is that? And then do you have any interesting stories of anybody who's gone through that and has been surprised at how they've emerged?
Yeah, so I do mind body work. You're not going to transform anything just with your intellect. Your body is intelligent. It knows what's happening. I mean, which is how you can feel something in your body before it occurs. And so I will do some mind body work, and sometimes it's meditation, sometimes it's guided imagery, sometimes it's visualization. And I take them into a space where they can reconnect with that child. And a lot of times it's so easy. They see them. Oh, and we were in this place and this was happening. And we asked the child, what does it need? almost always they need to be seen, they need to feel safe, they need to feel supported. And so once that happens, then we come up with tools for them to reconnect with that inner child, whether it's through journaling or whether it's through connecting in their spiritual practice, whatever it is that they do. And I've had a lot of people who've been surprised. I've had people go into spaces and have a memory that they didn't know had happened, and then go, oh, I made a choice in that moment.
Wow. And the understanding and awareness must be very powerful.
It is. And I feel very honored that I get to be present with people in those moments.
How rewarding work that you get to do. That's beautiful. In terms of, are you doing predominantly one-on-one with clients? Are you doing group sessions? Are you doing this? I know you mentioned leadership. Are you doing this in like corporate settings as well? Is that?
Yeah, kind of all of the above. I do one-on-ones, but I have been called into government agencies to work with managers on helping them learn how to manage their stress. I also work with teams on how do we amplify and build the bottom line for the company by allowing people to be their most creative, their most expansive, and their most, I think I want to say heart-centric. Because when you were talking about when people talk to you in the grocery store, it's because they feel your heart. And when you feel people's heart, you can exhale.
Yeah, you're building connection with everybody too. Like people are letting down their guards in a way, and they're able to connect on a different level with people and have better results as well. So very beautiful.
Well, yeah, because the world is telling you it's not safe to be vulnerable, but that's not true. The more vulnerable you are, the more freedom you have.
And I've seen that happen with her several times. We're just out and about and just people start a conversation and they just completely open up to her and just like let everything out. But I mean, they're becoming vulnerable with her. So I think it's because she has a gift as well. So
when you're working with authentic leaders, do you find that, like, let's say an entrepreneur, for example, and maybe they're at a different revenue level, because you have the ones that are under 1 mil, over 1 mil, over 10 mil. Do you find that your ability to make people feel safe, like when we were before 7 figures, I was putting on a lot of weight to make me feel grounded. Like that, it was like a huge trigger for me. Being an entrepreneur, feeling unsafe, not stable on a revenue roller coaster. This was pre 7 figures, so that I feel great now. But but I find that, like, how do you make the entrepreneur or the solo entrepreneur or the freelancer feel safe in their self to get to the next level and unlock other opportunities?
Yeah, what I tell them is, like, you have to get clear that you are a holistic being. That, yes, you're an entrepreneur, but you're a man, you're a woman, you're a leader, you're a manager. There's a lot of different areas, but you have relationships outside of work. You also have things that light you up outside of work. And so maybe that's your spiritual self. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about what is it that lights you up, that connects you to nature, that connects you to the world. And so it's like, let's nurture the whole you so that every aspect of you is being fed and honored.
I could keep this conversation going all day. Well, I appreciate you, just everything that you're sharing and opening up about with our audience today. Could you share with our audience a little bit more how they can connect with you?
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. CynthiaJames.net is my website. On Facebook, it's Cynthia James Transforms. I have a podcast called Women Awakening with Cynthia James, and it's on all the platforms and on YouTube video. And on Instagram, I'm Cynthia James 777.
And I agree. Everyone should check out her podcast. It's amazing. She's got over 250 episodes now, and you just keep cranking them out. They're just beautiful. Well, we thank you so much for joining us today, Cynthia. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tamara.
And those of you that are watching this today, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we'll see you in the next episode.